So just the support from, all of the women, it gave me more confidence that I can really do this. At first, I was a little like, I don't know. I kind of, a little fearful. But the more we, every month, I kind of started leaning in. It's like, wait a minute. Okay, it became clearer. And that was so instrumental in my understanding, just having that support in that community here.
Oh, I love that. And then finally, what would you say to someone who is considering joining and just about, maybe they're fearful? Like I want you to think back before you joined. What were you thinking and what made you join now? What made you join this?
What made me join was when I met you, I said, she knows her stuff. Like, she has answers that I need to solve the problems that I'm trying to solve. So the questions that I had, the answers that I was not getting from, other financial people from my workplace, I just wasn't getting the information that I felt I needed to move forward. I really wanted to understand how this worked. So I was really determined. I said, I really want to understand how to choose funds so that I can do this. Pretty much, I wanted to be a participant. I just didn't want someone else managing my money and I'm not understanding what's happening. So that was one reason why I really took that jump. I want to retire at some point, and I really want to make sure that things were moving in the right direction for me. So I would say to anyone who's on the fence, don't wait. I wish I had taken it in my 20s. If it was available, that's the only regret I had.
Well, I mean, think about it. Think about if you had joined. But you know what's interesting? I think when we did the event at the Inner Harbor, at the National Harbor, did I have WealthyU Society? I think we may have just launched right after that.
You did. And at that time, okay. For me, I was like, oh, my funds weren't looking. My heart was there. I wanted to join, but my funds weren't there. And I said, you know what? I'm going to work up until that place where I can make sure that I have the money needed to invest in this information. So
and then lastly, what do you think about the return on investment?
There's nothing to describe the return. For me, it's been invaluable. Like I feel like I've struck gold. Honestly,
well, what I'm most excited about of everything you said, Jacqueline, is the fact that you're going to be able to share this with your daughter.
Absolutely.
Like, imagine your mother or someone being able to share this information with you.
I would have loved that. I would have loved. Absolutely love it. And I'm also sharing it with some sisters and friends, and they're like, really? And so I'm spreading the word and I'm telling them about WealthyU because it's been really truly a blessing to me, and I really want that for other women that I know and love.
That's great. Well, Jacqueline, thanks so much for coming on, and one of our WealthyU goal models sharing the impact that WealthyU has made on you, and I appreciate your coming on this evening. So folks, just like Jacqueline, this could be you, and I know for many of you it is going to be you. So if we could put the link in the chat, and listen, I open up the doors. I am going to go over it with you. I was waiting on another one of our members to pop in. She's not in here yet. So what I do want to shift to, just a moment, I want you to check this out. So hang on just a second, because this is also something that I want you to see. Here's another one of our goal models. She's got a great story too. On the next Get Wealthy with me, Deborah Owens, America's Wealth Coach, inflation is on the rise. Interest rates are high. Can you still thrive during these uncertain times? On the next Get Wealthy, you're gonna meet a woman who's done just that, living proof of what you need to do to flourish during these uncertain times.
These are times when you take advantage of what's going on. This is how people get rich or richer.
That's right here on Get Wealthy, only on Black Star Network. Now, the interesting thing about Zena's another person that was a friend who I'd known for years. And the funny thing about Zena is that Zena's also my PR rep. She's responsible for a lot of the media that I do. And the interesting thing about Zena was Zena ran for me for years, right? Like we met back 2009, and then I just happened to show up at the same event in Philadelphia. She was like, I can't get away from you. She's like, I guess this is the Lord telling me that I just need, if we're not even in DC, because that's where Zena is, she was like, okay, I give Uncle. And so she went into private coaching with me into the WealthyU Society when we launched it. And it's still a part of this community. And just to see the impact, you need to, if you get a chance, go and watch her entire interview. Amazing what happened to her once she took the step. And so now what I want to do is in the chat, if you guys have questions, put your questions in the chat. But how many of you would like for me to kind of go over the program again and give you a sense of what it's going to be like when you join WealthyU? If you guys want me to do that in the chat, if you give me your permission, I will go over it and share it with you so that you know, how do these women like Jacqueline go from, not knowing how to move her Roth IRA, calling her employer, wanting to put her investments in other places, or I mean, Jacqueline, I remember it took us a little while to move your money from Primerica to get the stuff from the Roth IRA to get into her existing retirement plan and actually see what she had and what was not performing. And I would say that to all of you is the biggest return you're going to get is leveraging the assets that you already have. I will tell you that most of those, if your investments have not at least doubled in the past 7 or 8 years, then you are in the wrong funds. I mean, we have a member who literally had $500,000 8 years ago, and it's still $500,000. And in order for her to move that money, they want her to pay them $10,000. Is that crazy? And so here's the most important thing I want you to understand out of all of this is that financial ignorance is expensive, right? I mean, literally, many of you are losing money right now. And all you have to do is learn which levers you need to pull, how to make that money work harder for you. And man, that's when everything changes. All right, so did I get some yeses? You guys want me to go over the program? Well, actually, you know what? In the, if you guys will put the link in, I'm gonna go right over to, I'm gonna actually go to the page and kind of go over it with you. Hang on, let me just get there really quickly. Get in the right place. So if you guys follow that link that is in the chat, I'm going to be on the same page with you. That's probably going to be the easiest thing for me to do. I'm going to share my screen. So you should be looking at the WealthyU Society. I don't know why I have all these windows open, but here, let me just try to close those. Okay. So the WealthyU Society is our 12-month wealth accelerator. And in that, if you scroll down with me, so the doors are open until Monday at midnight. And for those of you who want to take advantage of the fast track bonus, that's a 90-minute strategy session with me. And what Jacqueline alluded to is typically I do that on strategic advisory, but you're going to have the opportunity to have a session with me and do exactly what Jacqueline did. And that's figure out what your financial wealth gap is. And then we're going to take a look at your portfolio. I'm going to want you to have, if you're going to do the strategy session with me, you need to have access to your investment accounts so that you can share it with me, and so that I can give you a sense of where you're lacking and what lever you need to pull almost immediately. And so the way that the WealthyU Society program works is a 12-month program. In it, you get our 10-module proprietary curriculum, right? And that's the curriculum that I built for the university, Bay Path University in Massachusetts, right? Then each month you come in, and that's what Jacqueline talked about. You just send an email to your ambassador and you say, I want to come on with Deb for strategic advisory. And what you would have done is you would have learned how to review your investments, because your member success advisor is there to guide you into what sessions you need to go into. And so those weekly skill building sessions include you learning how to analyze and research your mutual funds, analyze and research stocks. But the first thing you're going to do with me is we're going to go through that financial independence calculator, and you're going to have a really clear idea of what your gap is, right? Like how much you have right now and what you're going to need to do to accelerate your growth, so that you will understand, okay, at what point have I invested enough money so I no longer have to work, my money is working for me. Okay, so you're doing that, right? Then the next thing you're going to do almost immediately is you're going to come to the financial apps training, and you're going to open one of the financial apps. Jacqueline, one of the popular ones we talk about is Stash, because after you've researched and analyzed your mutual fund, or analyze, optimize, and maximize them, because most of you are probably getting that average 2% rate of return, what we want to do is put you into investments that are going to accelerate that growth, right? So once you learn how to do that, got all those things together, then you're going to learn how to analyze and research individual stocks, right? So those are the investments that I talked about that the wealthy invest in. So you're going to actually learn how to analyze and research stocks, and you're going to learn how to build a stock watch list. So then, once you learn how to analyze and research stocks, you're going to be turning on CNBC. You're going to understand what those numbers are. And listen, you don't have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars to do this. You can start that financial app, which is with as little less $25, probably $10. Funny story, one of our members started, she had never invested in stock before. She opened up a Stash app account. She was so excited. It's like 5 months later, she was like, you're not going to believe this. I got $7,000 in an investment portfolio. And that was just from investing, $50, $100 a month, investing it in different stocks, right? So Those are your weekly skill building sessions. Those happen one topic once a week, right? So they're going, typically it's 4 to 5 sessions in a month, and you pop in. I really, really want to encourage you to attend, especially if you're just getting started, because the value of those sessions is they're live and they're facilitated by our members who were sitting right where you are now. Now they're teaching the class. And the benefit to it is you're able to ask questions. Now, every month we have a mutual fund that we're all analyzing at the same time. We have the same stock that we're all analyzing at the same time. And the reason that we do that, because that way, when you come on, you've kind of processed it yourself, and then you'll be able to see, oh, well, that's what I got wrong. So we're kind of walking in lockstep. That's what I mean about being a financial athlete, right? In addition to that, all of the giveaways that we did this week, you have all of those research sources in the digital vault, right? So you have the A Purse of Your Own ebook. You have the Nickel and Dime ebook. You also have an Investment in Volatile Times audio training along with my Confident Investing audio book. So there are a lot of resources that are available to you. But what I want to say is we have, and I'll show them in just a minute, we have milestones that we want you to hit so that you're not getting overwhelmed, right? So we want you to get further faster. We know how to get that done. First, focus on what you already have. What are the things that we need to do to get your money moving faster? Because for most of you, I can already tell you, you've been in underperforming funds for years. You've been in target date funds. Your funds, your investments could probably be double what they are now if you had this information. So you get all those resources. Now, in addition to that, we've had all-day master classes that we have virtually. All of those master classes are in the portal as well. We did a level up master class. We showed you how to level up on LinkedIn, how to level up your career, how to level up your resume, all kinds of tools and resources really designed now to help you earn more money. We have quarterly events. Any events that we have, you get access to. You have 12-month access to any recordings. I have a new book coming out along with a new course. You'll get access to that. You don't pay anything additionally. Membership has privileges. So that's the free access to all courses released in the next 12 months. Now, in addition to that, you also get a course credit. So the WealthyU Society is $4,997. But if you level up until our next program, you get a credit for that. So what I just showed you was a value of about $48,500. And you're not paying $48,500. You're paying either $497 a month or pay in full. You can pay with your credit card or you can use PayPal. So let's talk about PayPal, right? You'll click on this link. And it's going to take you to this order form, right? So you can either pay with a credit card, right? You could either pay with a credit card through PayPal, any kind of credit card, right? You can pay with a debit card through PayPal, right? Debit or credit. Or if you click on this link, is pay later. And what pay later allows you to do, it allows you to extend your payments, right? Now you go through PayPal credit, That's not, you go through PayPal credit and you decide what those terms are going to be. In some cases, you can get those terms down to as little as $250 a month. It just depends on you fitting it into your budget. The only thing I'm going to tell you is I can say with confidence that most of you are going to see a return on this investment very rapidly, just based on, just like Jacqueline, your ability to make your other investments grow more rapidly. That is the point of WealthyU. Now, for some of you, you may say, oh, well, I don't know. If you don't want to do PayPal, you can do a monthly payment process with us. And then, let me just see if I can go back. Hang on. No, I gotta go to. Then, if you don't want to do PayPal, then you're going to click on this button, right? It's going to take you to an order form. And you'll just pay 12 monthly payments, right, of $497. You'll put in this credit card. Same thing, you could do credit card or PayPal. But either way, then you're going through our internal payment plan. There is no process of you having to fill out a credit form or whatever. So what is the difference? The difference is this gives you flexibility. You're on a payment plan with WealthyU, right? Now, after you click this payment button, all right, what's going to happen is you're going to get an invoice and acknowledge that it's paid. And then from us, what you're going to get is a contract. And it's going to say, you're in the WealthyU Society. This is a 12-month contract. It'll go through all of the things. We have you make a commitment. And then once you sign that contract, then you're going to get your login credentials to the portal. All right. Now, for those of you who take the fast track bonus and sign up by midnight tonight, you're also going to get a link to my calendar for your strategy session. Now, here's what I need you to do, though. My calendar fills up, okay? So once I need you to sign that contract, because that's the only way you're going to get access to the portal and then get access to that calendar link. Now, once you get access to that calendar link, ladies, okay, I need you to come to that session prepared. I need you to have access to all of your investment accounts, right? Just login access. I don't want any paper, because all you're going to do is share your screen, and then we're going to come up with a strategy, and I'm going to really give you a really good sense during that strategy of what you need to do to hit the ground running, right? I mean, I'm literally going to be able to show you. Some of you have access to other opportunities. You could have a full-fledged investment account that you didn't even know you could have through your employer. If some of you have assets or accounts at other places, maybe you've left a job or something like that, you need to have access to all of that information so that we can do a deep dive. I see Jacqueline shaking her head, right? Because we had to go through some things to get some things together. Isn't that right, Jacqueline? So let me know when in the chat, let me know when you sign up so that I can give you a shout out. But what I'm really excited about is that I saw one of our sisters come in, and I'm so excited about that she took the time. Now, this is really the wonderful thing about WealthyU, that I can just text these women and say, hey, would you just pop in and give these ladies some insight. We're having a challenge and they're probably thinking about it. And you were sitting right there at one point. And so now I want to introduce to you Karen Ellington, who's trying to move because she just got a big promotion. And I am so excited for her. So Karen, thank you so much for joining us this evening. So, this is one of our challenges, and this is the day when people are considering whether or not they should join this sisterhood. So let's start with you. How did you find WealthyU?
I found you on Facebook probably now 2 years ago.
Okay.
And, saw the information about the challenge and took the challenge. That was probably 21, I want to say.
Yeah.
And just loved everything that I heard and jumped right on in and stayed with it and graduated to the legacy group and stayed with it and connected with the people that you connect with. And I have seen, my life change radically as a result.
In 2 years, right? So
Yeah.
talk to them a little bit about, like, you came into WealthyU Society. How has the knowledge that you gained impacted you financially even? How has it impacted?
Yeah. So I was one of the ones that had the targeted 401k options, like many others. And through the learnings, I moved all of my funds out of those targeted funds into, went through the process of the mutual fund training and kind of listened to that maybe once or twice, probably 3 times, and then made changes to my personal investment, which then I began to see, exponential increases in my accounts. I never had, outside of 401k, I didn't have my own Fidelity account. So, got that started, got my Roth IRAs started. And, now I feel like, I have a plan that's going to work for me and work for my family.
Now, you also, Karen, you also up level. One of the things I tell them is that, if you up level, you get a credit and you go into the Legacy Wealth Accelerator. Talk to them a little bit about what that higher level program is and the impact that it's had on you.
So I'll just speak about the last sprint that we did on the defensive investment strategies. That in and of itself, gave me what I needed to know regarding the investments that I was already making, were those investments that would provide dividends. And that was what we were taught. So I had some that weren't, and I had some that were, and I added a few more to my portfolio. So now, I know how to do that analysis. I know what I'm looking for. And at the end of the day, it's just going to add more to what I have.
I love it. And so, the other point that I like to make about WealthyU is how it impacts not just, from an investment side, you've had other changes in your life too. And so what I'd love for you to share is perhaps how the insight that you've gained from the master classes and the other things that we do in WealthyU, how that's impacted your life as well.
Sure. So I think my first master class, one of the speakers that you had was Stella, and I always say her last name wrong, so forgive me for that. But her whole business is on how to level up on your careers. And she, taught us. I spent a year under her tutelage, how to grow your career, how to grow your LinkedIn, how to make sure that you position yourself. And she starts with mindset as well, how to position yourself for your next career. and it's intensive. It's tough. We all think, I'm an HR person, so I thought I had a pretty decent resume until I jumped into her session. And, I thought I had a pretty decent LinkedIn until I jumped into her session and, discovered I needed to, make changes to both of those. But what that taught me is it equipped me and prepared me to be marketable. And as a result of that, I just accepted a new role. I've added, probably 60,000 plus to my base pay, another, probably 40% on my bonus. And, none of those things would have happened. I met her through you. So as a result of that, it just helped me take advantage of your connections and really do better for my life than what I ever thought. So yeah, moving on Sunday.
I love it. I love it. I love it. And that is what I try to share with folks, is that it's more than money, right? It is proximity, dictates your performance, and the ability to invest at the level of the results that you want. And certainly you have done that. And finally, what would you say to women who are, on the fence just about, making the investment and the return on investment and how that's impacted you?
The thing that I will say is it is worth it. Even if you're afraid, because I was afraid at first. I'd never been involved in anything like this. And I didn't start where, we all have that, I'm not where I should be financially, and that's okay. There was no shade, there was no shame. You learn what we're taught and you put it into practice. And, if you can see, your accounts go up to, another 1,000, another 2,000, that's what this is all about, giving you the skill set and the knowledge and the confidence that you need to be smart in your finances, which ultimately helps you. It helps your family, those that are connected to you. So, take the leap. It is different than probably what you have done before, but it is certainly personable. You are easy to talk to. You walk us through what we need, when where we need to make changes. You give us guidance on that. And you just help us. And I think that if you lean in, as you always say, and just, sometimes you just got to jump in. And so I would say if you really want to see the change in your finances, this is an opportunity to be able to do it amongst others who are like-minded and who will really walk with you and help you get to where you need to be. It has been a godsend.
Well, Karen, again, I know that you got boxes and everything and you're packing, and it's nothing but good news.
Yes.
But I am so proud of you, so grateful, for you to pop in with us, and just thank you for spending some time with us. Thank you, and Godspeed.
Thank you. And I will be staying.
Yes.
Need to get settled.
All right. Sounds good. Look forward to connecting with you soon. Let's give Karen a hand. How awesome is that, man? To have had that kind of, but what, all I want to say to you is, that's why I feel so grateful. Wow. I mean, I feel like I've got the best role in the world, a role where I, forever see women just going up, going higher. And what I want to say about Karen, that's the point I'm making. Invest at the level of the results that you want, right? So not only did she go into WealthyU Society, applied it, went to the next level, our Legacy Wealth Accelerator, and that's where we're going into defensive strategies, getting a little bit more complex. I want you to understand it's levels to it, right? So the point is that you get in at the level that you need of results that you want now, and just know this is not, we're not like a little 12-month or 3-month course where you're going to go in and you're going to learn something. I mean, as Karen told you, she's been since 2021. 2021. Some have been with me since 2019. Belinda, who's top 10% African American wealth, she's been with me probably longer than anyone. Zena was with me, a number of different people my ambassadors, Anita, Lynette, they were with me before I launched the WealthyU Society. They were in one-on-one coaching. So I want you to know that this is a journey, this is a sisterhood. And that at each level, you're going to go higher, and everyone makes me go higher, right? Because as your knowledge base grows, then I need to expose you to more of what I know, right? And many times I'm pulling on my relationships. I mean, the woman that teaches our real estate, former client, huge portfolio, now she's doing venture capital, right? So there is a culture of wealth out here that you all need to be exposed to. But the only way you'll get access, right? The only way you'll get access is based on the people that you know, right? And that's why the other folks join country clubs and all those different things, because it gives them access, right? And so what I want you to know is I'm building our own little culture of wealth, our own syndicate that is going to give you access to the kind of insight and knowledge that can then help you make those moves like you just saw Karen make. You just heard from Jacqueline. You know, if you listen to Zena's whole story, Zena's income went up by like 40%, right? Why? Because your mindset shifts. I see you nodding, Jacqueline, right? Your mindset shifts. You begin to understand what levers you need to pull to go higher. And with that, are we right at, I went just a little over. So here's what I want you to know. If you have any questions, connect with your ambassadors. For those of you who join and want to get the fast track, you need to do that by midnight, because my calendar is gonna lock up and I need to get your contract and all of that. And if you have any questions, connect with your ambassador. If you feel like you need to talk to me, I'm available. Your ambassadors can give you a priority link if you have some other questions that you have. But all I want to say to all of you is that you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. I am so excited that many of you spent 5 days with us. So I know some of you spent 4 days with us. Some of you spent 3 days with us, but we do not take that lightly. And the question I have for you is, do you feel like the time that you spent with us was of value? If it was of value, in the chat, let me know. If you feel like you got a return on investment, and, more than anything, I hope that you feel like we delivered with excellence. As you can imagine, this is not easy, right? Like showing up here, dealing with the technology, hanging with y'all every night. If you joined in the chat, let me know if you joined, if you signed up, so I can welcome you in and get ready to have your strategy session. But here's what I want to leave for all of you. For me, it's not the money, right? And this team knows it. It's the mission. And, it's not an easy road. I mean, invested a lot of time, a lot of dollars to create the kind of resources for you and a framework that can get you the results that you need. I mean, that's what I'm most proud of, is that to be able to see the growth of everyone from week to week. And for me to look at Jacqueline, I can remember us being on that computer trying to figure out, Lord, what is this? What have they put you in? And then the money from the Primerica, that was trying to like get money out of Fort Knox, and they didn't want to send your money, and you were sending me texts. They won't send me they say they don't have my stuff. I was like, girl, come on, let's get on this. We get ready to get your money. We got it too. We got it. We moved it over to Fidelity. I know you cracking up, right? I know those are tears of joy, but I'm telling you, some of these companies out here, they like gangster. You know what I mean? You try to get your money, they be like, I don't know, we lost the papers. But just to see the growth of all of you, my ambassadors, the growth that they have had, it is so rewarding. But what I want you to know is we're on a mission. We're on a mission to get to 1 million. And the only way we'll get there is that you guys lean in, we grow you up so that you can grow some other folks up, and so that we can make an impact on our families. And that is how it's going to get done. And so I want to leave you with this so that you understand how important all of this is. And I want you to know that, you have everything you need to be everything you need to be. And all I want to know is if you're fired up and ready to go.
Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. Fired up, ready to go. I'm Edith S. Childs from Greenwood, South Carolina, and I'm the one that got Barack Obama fired up.
So I just want to close with a story that some of you know, because it shows you the importance of one voice. And it's a story about my first trip to Greenwood.
When I heard that he was coming to Greenwood, I thought, okay, I'm just going to go and welcome him to Greenwood.
Turns out that Greenwood is about an hour and a half from everywhere else.
Well, Greenwood is a little bit out of the way.
So we drive and we drive. Finally, we get to Greenwood. We pull up to a small building.
Right here in this building, the Civic Center.
It's pouring down rain. And my umbrella blows open and I get soaked. I'm mad, I'm wet. We go inside and lo and behold, after an hour and a half drive, turns out there are 20 people there.
When he first came in the room, he had this grin on his face, like maybe I'm in the wrong place. It was a small group of people.
20 people. And they all look kind of damp and kind of sleepy, like maybe they aren't really excited to be there either.
And looking around at everyone in the room, I knew we had to do something.
Suddenly, I hear this voice cry out behind me, fired up. And I'm shocked.
I know that the senator wasn't sure what was going on because he had that look on his face.
So I look behind me and there's this small woman. Looks like she just came from church. She got a big church hat. And she's standing there and she looks at me, she's smiling. And she says,
fired up, ready to go. I knew we needed to keep singing. Fired up, ready to go.
And so for the next 5 minutes, she proceeds to do this. Fired up, everybody says fired up and ready to go. And everybody says ready to go. And I'm standing there and I'm thinking, she's stealing my thunder. I look at my staff, they shrug their shoulders. They don't know how long this is going to go. But here's the thing, Virginia. After a minute or so, I'm feeling kind of fired up. I'm feeling like I'm ready to go. So I join in the chant. And it feels good. And for the rest of the day, even after we left Greenwood, I'd see my staff. I'd say, are you fired up? I'd say, we're fired up, boss. Are you ready to go? I'd say, I'm ready to go.
Once you hear it, you will never forget it.
So some people start putting fired up, ready to go on their shirts. Some people start putting fired up, ready to go on signs. Everybody's saying fired up and ready to go. It shows you what one voice can do. One voice can change a room. And if a voice can change a room, it can change a city. And if it can change a city, it can change a state. And if it can change a state, it can change a nation. And if it can change a nation, it can change the world. Your voice can change the world. So I just got one question for you. Are you fired up? Are you ready to go? Fired up, ready to go. 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 Fired up. Let's go change the world.
Let's go change the world, ladies. I hope you're fired up and ready to go. We want to help 1 million women get to $1 million in investment portfolios, but it's not the money, it's the mission. The goal is to make sure that you're able, right, to gain the most valuable asset of all, and that's the knowledge of how to build wealth. And that's what we've created for you. And we can't wait to welcome you in. I'm looking forward to those conversations. I'm looking forward to your one-on-ones. Reach out to your ambassadors and know that Alice Woods, Virginia, Lynette, Anita, Roxanne, they are all here waiting on you for your questions. You have any concerns, we're here for you. And all we want to know is, are you fired up and ready to go? Thanks so much for spending the week with us in our 5-day Get Wealthy Challenge. Have a great weekend, everybody. And I'll see you right back here on Wednesday for WealthyU Wind Down. All right. Have a great evening, everybody.